Okay, finally back with some rogue trading. It's been a long time since I was able to record anything. I just haven't had like the alone free time to do any of this. So yeah, it has been a bit. But last we left off, we are going to ask the choir master about a previous incident with adulation of blood, because we did this investigation sequence, which was basically the entirety of last time, which was kind of going through investigation, and now we have reached a point of we kind of rooted out the like false. It was kind of a sham of investigation, right? We had a interference, and so now we've kind of left to asking choir master to do a psychic probe to find basically who is thinking bad things. Sorry, excuse me. Clear my throat. He turns towards you before you reach him. The chill runs down your spine as if someone watching you from inside your own being. You summon your will and drive out the unpleasant sensation. He smiles sadly. You shroud your mind well, your lordship, and yet I can guess why you have come. With all due respect, I am asking you to reconsider. So you'd rather not take part in the search for mutineers? It is my wish to be useful to your lordship, but what you have come for will put the ship in peril. A ritual of this kind can, and certainly will, go the worst way possible. Predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of our problems we faced last time, so you performed this before for Theodora. Many years ago, there was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps Lord Inquisitor's interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I performed a ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. I remember the day, Lord Captain. When we arrived at the chapel, there was blood and human remains everywhere, but that was the least of the terrifying things we saw there. What is the nature of this ritual? It takes the entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a chord and steer it around the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents looking for the thing we're after, the seed of corruption you're interested in. Why are you so worried about the ritual? Do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? What you're asking is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into the abyss. A ritual like that will require incredible focus from each of its participants. It will take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction, for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing into one another, vitrified organs inside still living bodies, perverse fantasies manifesting into flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the war from spreading all over the ship in a blink of an eye. Oh. Interesting. Even if I agreed, it would be impossible. I would need a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. Last time, my best apprentice, Adeline, did that, but she's no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. Now I know only of one psyker in the entire expanse of her equal, and he is bound to the service of one House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which makes your dangerous enterprise an impossibility. How bad was it? Worse than you could imagine. It only took a fraction of a second lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. The affliction spread down the chain like fire. No one was spared. The minds of my charges could not withstand attention. Their consciousness were caught in a vortex of alien thought. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest, how do you survive? I sent out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms on my own before Lady Theodora arrived. I was the only survivor out of the entire choir. Her ladyship allowed me to spend a month in a secluded cell upon whose floor and walls I drew the most powerful protective hexagram I knew. I was crushed, I was broken, and worst of all, I was afraid. Afraid of meeting the same fate as Adeline and my other apprentices. Astropath must never be afraid, your lordship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around them. How did you replenish the choir? Theodora bombarded the Adeptus Ministratum for months to request provider for a new choir. In the end, new voices did fill the chapel. They were never told what happened to the previous choir, but they have inklings. And I pray to God Emperor that they never find out the details. How is it even possible? It's akin to heresy. It's not heresy, but it's indeed a dangerous tool that will yield to a mighty hand. That time, things were going all too well. The choir was many-voiced like never before. Adeline, my other talented apprentices, sounded louder than the rest of the astropaths in the expanse. We were strong and confident enough to take a bold gamble, and we lost. Was it successful? Did you find? I I did find it, but the price. Theodora got the name she wanted, but was it worth it? Tragedy remained a secret hidden in the chapel, but we're a hair's breadth away from it becoming epitaph inscribed upon the ship's remains. It's fair to say my predecessor was being herself there. Please learn from our mistakes. As the hard truth, it must be done. This, I like just option 3. Bye. I can't open the journal. I really don't know if the Psyker is the way to go here. We've been kind of, like, very anti-Psyker in this playthrough, honestly. Like, it's literally just been, you know, I guess anti-unsanctioned Psyker. Primarily, like, right, we killed Adira, which is, sorry, moving around in my chair. We killed Adira, which, you know, got rid of the unsanctioned Psyker part. And we've been keeping Heinrichs and Cassie at close as possible. Which we're kind of morphing into our character does not like dangerous warp sorcery. Basically, right? We're trying to mitigate. We've got Cassie with the reduction and stuff like that. So I think our character here is going to be more reluctant to gamble at all on warp abilities. Risk too great, we will not perform the ritual. Thank you, your lordship. I realize the ritual may be your only chance to find the mutineers, but is their plot so threatening as to risk dooming the entire vessel? I do not think so. Yeah, is it really our only option? Because, like, why can't we just, like, wait a week and see if any leads turn up, right? That is something that happens. Leads can turn up, especially if something's an active plot and not like a crime that already committed and happened in the past, and you know evidence is only getting more sparse over time. New evidence can be generated over time by an active plot, so it makes sense to at least try to wait for a little bit longer, honestly. But this is a hard place. Also, I finally just, maybe not finally, but I remember that you can actually get, like, large images of the profiles here, right, this little eye here. See, now I'm torn between, like, the content, right? Is this like the content will continue in a different path if we refuse to pursue this? Or is this a I'm done with the DLC path? Right? And if it is what I think it is, which is the Tyranids, right? Don't they have like the whole Shadow and the Warp thing, or maybe that's only like when the like big fleet arrives and stuff like that, where psychic abilities don't really work on them / towards them anywhere as well, if barely at all. I don't know. I just got done with playing Space Marine 2, so that's like fresh in my brain. So, the fact that this is chapter 2, though, kind of implies by its existence that, like, chapter 3 exists, if that makes sense. So, like, it can't go that bad. Alright, we'll see if we can find someone to perform the ritual. I could ask about Heinrichs. Let's see what he says about Heinrichs. He's a brilliant biomancer, but he's not particularly adept at telepathy or Psyker's protective rituals, is he? He is right. I'm know some of the fundamentals, but this is my primary field. Cool. Just wanted to clear that up. And I still love how navigators technically aren't Psykers for some fucking reason, despite them very clearly being Warp sorcery users. Alright. You mentioned knowing one the Winter Scales. Who is he? Harriman, a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specialist. A sizable amount of money would be necessary to organize his escape. Perhaps you have some useful contacts from our crime lord who could assist in the unfortunate Harriman of the situation. Yeah, let's use our background. Why not? They've actually made our background pop up a little bit more in DLC, which is actually kind of nice. Alright. As you please, he'll welcome the news of his release. His present lord is quite unpleasant. I'll report back once he's been brought on board. Cool. Well, we are going to proceed with it. Simply because the wording of it makes it, like, sound more so that, like, I am done with the DLC, if that makes sense, rather than it makes it sound like we'll, you know, if headsets are like, we'll see if we can find any more leads or whatever options, but they're very, very strongly hammering home that this is the only option you have, really. Which may be a, you know, false flag, but with video games, especially these RPG things, like these type of RPGs, also I definitely went to the wrong area. These type of RPGs, it is very easy to, like, accidentally hit flags or miss flags and just absolutely lock yourself out of a lot of content. Pathfinder, that happened a lot and stuff, so maybe this is kind of just, you know, response to how their games have worked in the past, and maybe they have improved on it. They have improved overall regarding, like, time gating and stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't think time gating stuff is inherently a bad thing in a lot of the games. I do actually wish more games did do it, if, you know, it was a little bit clearer. Like, if it was logically clear rather than, like, illogically clear. Which was kind of some of the issue in Kingmaker, where, like, things would kind of maybe too randomly for a, like, you know, 100+ hour game. Some of the conditions were just like, I guess I messed that up, rather than having to make the active choice like, oh, I don't have the time to prioritize A or B, because I decided to prioritize C or something like that. But recently, the Owlcat games have trended towards the kind of, like, system that they have here, right, where it's like, okay, if you do all the things that appear in Chapter 2, then you shouldn't have to worry about inherently gates. The problem is, we're in Chapter 3, this is Chapter 2, so, like, I'm very wary of, like, closing off this quest line before it appears in Chapter 3, which I'm assuming it does. We don't need any of these things, do we? Okay, what were we doing? We were going to the Atlas Reach, right? Yeah. Wait for news, travel. Wait and search, wait for Hive Actorum. Alright. Okay. We can do a dangerous route. Also, I should save after all that dialogue. Some damage taken. We got raided by Drukhari. Sure. Oh, hey, we actually will get a potentially level accurate fight to try Cabela out with. We don't need Abelard, really. Really, come kill Drukhari. That's also kind of what I've been missing, is like the earlier fights were way too low level for us. So this will be a good way to actually see how Cabela plays against things that theoretically don't get insta-gib no matter what we do. Okay, so it's this map. Why are there landmines? I mean, I guess they could have set them. There's a Drukhari. Oh no, they're captives.
I won't heed your cries of mercy. I will fight if I must.
Okay, there are Drukhari, okay. These are just their poor thralls. Alright, we go first, and then they're going to really fuck us up. Okay, Cabela, then your job here is... These guys are melee based, right? Oh. Oh! 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 That's a slightly different situation. So, in fact, we're pulling everyone back. Yeah, you're not that far back. Okay.
Not a problem for me.
I didn't really need to do this. That was kind of a mistake, actually.
Nothing I can't do. All too easy.
Just place some of these down. The logistics of how you place these things is still... Like, I don't understand why you're not at least giving just a pure rotation ability. Like, it doesn't even have to be valid in terms of, like, obviously rotating it shouldn't necessarily make anything valid, but would be nice, because sometimes you just get one that's horizontal, you really want to be vertical, it's just like, why?
Already done.
Alright, let's finish these buffs. I have the one that doesn't matter where dry side is, right? Yeah, okay. Well, we can shoot this way, I guess.
Not a problem for me.
Let's see, do I murder Cabela? I definitely do. Alright, single shot it is. Try other option, pistol, okay.
Ah, another clean strike.
We'll take some damage. And yeah, honestly... Sure. So this one allows us to do all of them, right? Yeah, I saw their living bomb and I was like, oh, okay, I see the gimmick here. Suicide bombers, that would have been terrible to place us all up there.
I can handle this.
So at first I was like, oh, you know, Cabela, go up there because you'll be able to, you know, parry all of them. But they're not going for parries. Okay. Alright, yeah, it's been a bit, so give me another here. Maybe we need to do that. Okay.
I deal death with my hands.
Yeah. Cool. They are living bombs in the most literal sense of it.
If it serves your cause.
Oh, I should use that first. I totally forgot I got the thing where the first one costs 0 AP, so... I know I did. This also costed 0 AP. Right, because we used one for that, we used one for this, and then I just used one, so it did work. Never mind. Guess we'll do Poison Strike. Oh, wait. Poison Strike is a debuff, right? Not very necessary here.
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Should have done this first. Oh well.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. You know... Yeah, unfortunately, this is a really bad fight for Cabela. Like, as in, like, disastrously bad. Because, she has to...
As the tenants demand.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, she's kinda useless here.
I can't stand it.
Okay, Pascal, you are very much not useless. Buff everyone, and then we're just gonna do area shots, if that makes sense. And honestly, landmines also not a bad idea. Oh.
Running binary.
Cool. And last but not least, let's just throw a fucking landmine up here. No, I should. Not that these guys have difficulty levels that actually matters, but whatever. Oh no! Alright, Heinrichs.
Naturally. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
Playing a risky game there. You move, you two move. Okay. Then we will play it safe. Oh. Yeah, I will take a singular hit. Yeah, unfortunately, we just can't really do melee here. Oh no, I could use that. Oh well.
I won't object to it.
Since we're into warp, we're not actually going to be able to drag this down. So it's whatever. Alright, Cassia. Show him the power of the cast beam. On momentum indeed.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Cool. You know, 43 stacks of this is pretty good. Honestly, this is only really worth busting Uriet. This. So. Why not?
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Get up there, Uriet. Let's see, is there a way for me to shoot this guy? Does not look like that. I'd really like to kill the Cavalite sharpshooter. Alright, well, we're going up here, I guess. Okay. No. You guys don't have enough health really to matter. This is the one that gives us another attack crit, and this is the one that just... Oh! Alright, we got some funny options here. Great.
Just designate a target. Now I'm no better at searching. This tedium is beneath me.
Alright, see, we have two interesting options where it's like, our other sniper rifle theoretically gives us more shots, right? Which is irrelevant at this point because we have infinite shots from Cassia. Well, not infinite, but, you know, not limited by normal attack limits. Well, this one allows us to keep positioning after we shoot, which is really good, as we can see, for situations like that. Alright, we're done. Okay, well, we did not get to test Cabela at all. That fight was actually completely useless for
The
her.
Inquisition taught me many things.
It would have been useless for Avalon
It's a
too,
problem
but still.
for you.
Let's see, do these guys drop anything? Some dog shit heavy. Okay. I'll keep one toxic knife. I'm pretty sure I already have more than one toxic knife, that's better.
It's about time.
Alright, this guy will at least have a gun on him. Not a good one, but I'm almost certain we already have a billion of these. Yeah, long splinter rifle. Okay, to the artifact you go. Bye-bye. Our ship did take a tiny bit of damage, but we haven't seen any ship combat because we got a majority of it. Alright. Until commanded, everything prepared for a ritual for Miss Cabela. Select a few upper deck officers ready to leave their post to attend a formal gathering and praise your lordship's name. We can begin at your convenience. Sure. It will be done. I shall sign the servants, signal the servants, and notify invited parties immediately. Let us demonstrate to Cabela just how strong our vessel spirit of camaraderie truly is. Ooh, new route. Alright. Well, you know what this means. Back to the bridge! Okay. So, to officer's deck? We're on officer's deck. We just talked to, the High Factorum here. Oh, no? Okay. Also just going to save. Do I go up here? Am I stupid? Is this not the officer's deck? I guess this is the bridge, technically, but, like... Maybe I talked to Cabela. Let me just check there's not a compartment called the offices. No, there's the officer's deck. It's a party. Cabela stands out clearly from the officers and attendants, both for her favoring the full regalia and members of the Bloodspin Web over her formal attire, and for the empty space around her. The other attendees are keeping her distance, as an air of mortal danger repels them from your companion. Your lordship. Don't mean you're here. She wasn't different as a fearsome metal claws clutch a slice of fruit from one of her plates. I see you found a delicacy that is to your liking. Food like this is impossible to come by in lower bays. I do not know what this is, but it tastes incredible. How do you like the ceremonies of the upper deck? I'm attempting to pierce through the floored shell to the core, yet it continues to elude me. What is the purpose of this ritual? Explain it to me. do gratitude. Let's be nicer here. Crew's willing to live their life in Dynasty, and this was a way of praising their service. It's very, like, transactional, right? So one merit gratitude for doing what their duty demands. Would these people act differently without your show of appreciation? I hope not the case. I'm too conspicuous beside the rest of your servants. A fitting mask, that is what is required of a ritual like this. I came unprepared. It will not happen again. Right. She's used to specifically being like an assassin type character, right? So like failing to blend in is pretty funny. I feel wrong. Strange people, strange sounds and gestures. I am losing myself in this whirlpool. She reaches for a knife. Requests for a knife. She begins to carve lines right into her expensive wooden tabletop. Nervous murmur runs through the crowd. Their gazes are locked on a harmless-looking, barely sharpened metal utensil in the hand of the cultist of the bloodspin web. I see you have already mastered the art of commanding attention. Seems to be quite in your element. She blinks in surprise, looks up at you, glances back and forth, seeming privy to the meaning of her words, and then her clear, genuine laughter fills the room, startling everyone around her. I suppose that's true. I will not fluster your subjects further. Okay, she does have a little bit more personality. Whenever I lose my thread, whenever I'm forced to stray by the world, I return to the labyrinth. It has all the answers. Meditation helps. I find my way out. I regain a posture and praise the righteousness of serving the Undying One. I mean, she already knows this. But, yeah, let's do this one, because this is kind of just dour. We just had a laugh situation. Choice of attire is not customary for such greetings. My appearance tells those around who I am. Everyone here is wearing a mask for their respective thread. It's not a requirement for the rituals. I sense this gathering was a terrible mistake. I feel like it's a little strong. He sighs heavily and looks down. Why? You have looked behind the curtain in my existence, and now I have looked at yours. I do not think this is where we have heard all the words that should have been spoken here today. It is because you do not wish to say them in front of witnesses. Take a walk with me. Voids her gaze as you walk from the other guests. Walk away from the other guests. She seems calm, but the sight of the tremble running down her right hand betrays her agitation. Once you're alone, she looks straight at you. I have discerned what you're doing, and I know that you're calling it a ritual as a ruse. True rituals are constant, immutable, like the cycles of the cooling machines in the ship's bowels or the shifts of the base servants. This was spontaneous, something prepared just for me, and then you stayed to my side the entire time. Now here you are, granting me yet another request. Why is that? I've come to value your company. That's how it is. Not really. It's so funny because, right, obviously this DLC is available from the start, so, like, theoretically we've been traveling with her for a bit and stuff, but, like, you know, from our perspective here, we've known her for, like, 10 minutes. When you asked me if I wanted to look at the rituals of the world, I'm not entirely candid with my answer. Yes, the Dominion's world is a priceless gift, but what I truly wish for to see it with was to see it with you. What do you think, Domine? Has your blade failed you? This is the first time you've been honest with me about your desires. To see your sincerity, it was truly a priceless gift here. That is a luxury no spinner can afford. Oh. Oh. It's a little fast. We'll, I guess, go for one, right? We haven't had the great, you have to choose who you're actually staying with thing, so I think the general premise is proceed down these until someone gets mad? Question mark? Yeah, known this woman for like 10 seconds. But, you know, this is chapter 2, so theoretically we've already had like one, and probably this is like near end of chapter 2 stuff, so like... Theoretically, it's been like 30, 40 hours. She reciprocates, hesitantly at first, then passionately. Her lips are warm and soft, surprisingly so for someone seemingly woven from muscle and unyielding will. Ow! Ow! I thought that was going to be it. Okay. We'll continue. Alright, take me there. It's so funny when this happens in like RPGs and stuff, where you like, you know, companions have like an affection meter that you fill up to trigger events, but like if, you know, theoretically you could, sometimes happens actually quite often, is that you'll fill up one meter like multiple times effectively, and so you'll just have a chain of queued events ready to go. It will make it seem hilariously rushed. Oh my god, we just exploded.
Different in intimacy from what I expected. I'm discovering new sides to you.
This is the first time the bedrooms has had any voice acting. We have gained knowledge of one another. Though as revelation in the flesh, we have spun a stronger spiritual bond between us. Do you feel it? I'm being spam phone calls, or spam text. Scam is actually more accurate rather than spam. Doing the fake USPS text scam. Alright, anyways. I'm starting to come closer. This pleases me. I believe this is about the first of many revelations we will receive. Each new encounter promises the opportunity to know you better and to reveal myself to you. We'll explore our bodies and souls to attain total unity. Did you enjoy this evening? Yes, it was a new sensation. Every moment with you was replete with meaning empty loss would not grant such depth of feeling. Not know into physical intimacy held any interest for spinners. The web does not encourage the pleasures of the flesh, but does not forbid them. Spinners are free to enjoy carnal love, but what draws them to it is usually curiosity rather than passion, or a special feeling, a sacred feeling that must not be sacrificed to SCSs. Cool. I must attend the other manners, and I must spend time alone, traverse the labyrinth of new knowledge of us. Cool. Are we not done yet? No, wait, that was adulation. Companion quest? Yes, we are done with the companion quest. Cool. Oh, you know what time it is. It's abulation time. Why does this have a cutscene every time? Alright. Who in our retinue have we not grabbed yet? I mean, we could just grab Cabela. Argenta, I feel like, is a bad idea. I simply cannot bathe without my loyal seneschal. Such a funny statement. We are going to go with Heinrichs. At once! Is this a matter of terrible urgency, or... Also, the camera's rotated. Or did you simply call me here for your own amusement? On second thought, don't answer. I think I've assessed the situation for myself. Oh, he was saying this as he walked in, and then just sees us on the map, like, nope, I got it. Suppose you desire entertainment. Very well, I'll give you something to occupy your time. A simple game of intellect that's often played in our conclave. I will give you a fact about my life, and you'll have to discern whether it's true or lie. True or a lie. Shall we begin? I have betrayed my family and caused the death of innocent people, and I was never held accountable for my actions. Corners behind his mouth twitch slightly, his hands are tense and his breathing is quickened. Interrogating behavior suggests that he is lying. I mean... held accountable is debatable, right? I would imagine this is dealing with how he, like, killed his aunt and stuff like that when he got his abilities. Experienced interrogator and a biomancer. This is just a trick. He's too skilled to give himself away through body language. Yeah, like, no shit, this Inquisition guy is not going to do that. Real chap likes the way he phrased the rules. He wants to think that only two answers exist, but what's this third option? Statements both true and false. Sure, let's go for the logic and have it be horrendously wrong. Watch. You're not told a lie, but you failed to tell the whole truth. These claims sound shocking because you have presented them without context. Right? These are just, like, such general things that for an Inquisitor to say them is, like, almost... objectively true. Alright. Impressive. I once belonged to the House of Imperial Knight Pilots. My younger sisters wanted a coat of arms like the ones that adorned the hulls of her mighty machines. So one day I stole a cutter and used it to remove a coat of arms from my uncle's knight. There was a scandal the next morning. Someone has defaced a sacred machine inside our residence. I was soon discovered and my uncle, kind as always, named me a traitor to the family and demanded my execution. In the end, however, I was merely reprimanded and the guards in charge watching the night were executed instead. Well, that's interesting. He's from a Knight fan. Heinrichs is a interesting, like, backstory character. Like, sanctioned psyker, high-ranking Inquisition, and former Knight pilot family. Like, that's a pretty loaded lineage he's got there. Cool. Well, I think with that, we can close up this recording. We have knocked out a couple things, and we've finally made planet progress. My god. So much stuff. Yeah, this is what's going to happen when a DLC releases in mid-game. You're just going to literally get it all compressed into one little section.